All right, good morning, Nigerians. Welcome to a brand new day, the 27th day of December. The year is running really fast. Hope you do enjoy the Christmas and the Boxing Day. And it's been an interesting week for us at the U45 Morning Show. I am not alone here. My name is Osage Solomon Wilfred, and with me is
Patience Willie. The thing there is, Christmas has been so absolutely beautiful. It doesn't matter how much you have in your account. It doesn't matter whether you had chicken, goats, or a full cow to eat. The most important thing is you are alive. And there are a lot of people in the grave, they're wishing they could be alive to have 21 days dry fast without food to be among the living. So thank God for being alive. Welcome to the U45 Morning Show.
All right, welcome to the U45 Morning Show. Thank God you are still alive. One amazing thing for me, Pat, is the fact that Nigerians are complaining that there's no money, but our parks are filled up. People are traveling. You go to the mall, everywhere is filled up with people. People are deciding to have fun this season, enjoy themselves. It's been a tough year for a lot of Nigerians.
I guess the reason why a lot of people are traveling is because of the 50% rebates that the government gave to the people. You know, I mean, it's.
Well, some have complained that it's not implementable yet.
But a lot of people are saying they actually have benefited from it. I guess that's the reason why a lot of people are traveling. And aside from that, you learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all, because nobody can come and make you happy except you make yourself happy, and nobody has the right to make you sad except you allow that person to infiltrate your emotions and make you sad. So I'm glad a lot of Nigerians are taking time out to enjoy themselves and unwind with their families and friends.
Absolutely, and that's what the season is all about, to love, to share, and to express gratitude to God for bringing us this far. So many people started the year with us, but unfortunately they are not here today to end the year. Well, for us, welcome to the U45 Morning Show. Quickly, we will go to the newspaper segment, but right about now, we'll quickly take a short break and we'll be back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. A lot of things have been happening in Nigeria in the past few days, and the newspapers are here to keep us abreast with what is happening, and let's check out what the newspapers are saying today. The Vanguard newspapers, the main story says, outrage over Plateau massacre. And the writer says, President orders security agencies to fish out perpetrators. They said the death toll hits 115. That's what the Vanguard newspaper says. And then another story says, NNPCL guarantees fuel availability nationwide during the Yuletide season. Solomon.
Well, that's good news, but I hope it's not just one of those many talks that we hear. They're saying that there's enough petrol to go around, but unfortunately, the filling stations still have queues. People are complaining. So it's not just about coming out to say there's enough petrol to go around and just to douse the tension. There should actually be enough petrol to go around, and then they should put all of their logistics together to make sure that the queues in the filling stations reduce, because Nigerians are tired that anytime we get to this time of the year, our filling stations are crowded. I mean, it has been happening back to back. Exactly. So, I mean, this should be fixed once and for all. So, this is good news from NNPC.
In all fairness, this year is quite fair at the fuel stations, because normally you have a lot of hold-ups, a lot of crowd at the fuel stations. We really don't have that much crowd in the fuel stations this year.
Well, for Lagos, I can see
yes, but other states, some of them really complain, and some part of Lagos also. But yeah, I agree with you that it's a bit fair compared to what we've experienced in the past years.
Rivers crisis, Tinubu lauds Fubara over approach to the rift with Wike. And Fubara actually looks like a very, very mature person in his mindset, with the way he handled the case with Wike.
Well, for me,
I think he has no choice, because Wike is a powerful political figure in Nigeria, let alone Rivers State. So Fubara is a boy to Wike.
To his godfather, Wike.
Exactly. So he has no choice than to adjust and try to reach a consensus with him, which was what he did, because there's no point going back and forth with your boss, especially in Nigerian politics. We know how volatile and slippery it could be for him. So I'm glad that he has reached the truth, and Rivers State can now start functioning properly.
And then to another story, panel summons Lemo others over acquisition of Union Bank. Moving ahead, 30 die in Rivers explosion. This can be found on page 6 of the Vanguard. And police solicits information over mother of journalist in Edo. That can be found on page 8 of the Vanguard. And to other story, by elections, APC, PDP release timetable. This can be found on page 9 of the Vanguard. Then to other story, FG to go after economic saboteurs next year, Senate leader. And now economic saboteurs. A lot of people, even the senators are sabotaging. I mean, they're saboteurs as far as I'm concerned with the economy, with the fact that they're not placing their priorities right, considering their expenditures.
I agree with you. Even the Bible said judgment will start from the house of the Lord.
Yes.
I think this economic saboteurs are not far-fetched. They are first of all in the government, and the government should start from themselves, to get things right and fish out those who have been sabotaging the economy, and there should be justice if anyone is found guilty or culpable.
And that's all I can take. Get newspapers.
All right, we're going straight to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper, the main headline says, Tinubu orders security agents to fish out killers of 96 in Plateau State. And the writer says attackers raise 221 houses in 15 communities. Another writer says search for bodies continues. And there's another writer that says outrage over mayhem. Nigerians are really, really sad, concerning what happened at Plateau State. And to another story, it says President illegal bunkering explosion kills 20 on Christmas Eve in Rivers State. Illegal bunkering explosion. And then President hails Fubara's commitment to peace. And the writer says all eyes on governor and then speaker to implement resolutions. And still on the Nation newspaper, it says president, governors, senators hail Akume at 70. You find it on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Another story says APC, PDP fixed January
sale. Another story says minister urges cash transfer beneficiaries to invest. And then another story, the South was frustrating government's efforts to reboot economy. To another story, say we will exceed the 100 trillion naira assets revenue target, says
Murphy. A lot of Nigerians have been crying and calling out condemning the massacre that happened at Plateau State. We'll get back to that story. And then finally on the Nation newspaper, it says 3 inmates escape from correctional center in Ogun State. You find that on page 6 of the Nation newspaper.
And then to the Guardian, slow e-payment channels worsen, cash, yellow tide troubles. And this is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. It's like it's becoming a yearly occurrence during the Yolo tide that we have cash problems and also transfer problems. It's saying slow e-payment channels worsen.
The reasons are not far-fetched for the cash
scarcity. I think it's been ongoing year in, year out when you get to the Yolo tide season, but I think it got worse than this season. First of all, due to the Naira redesign that happened earlier this year, some Nigerians felt that the government will want to go back to the new Naira notes, so they started holding cash. So that was a factor. Secondly, some people have claimed that government officials demand for cash this season also because they have to do a lot of spending, and so the banks, of which the CBN also condemned hoarding, knowing that it's from the banks. The hoarding was actually coming from the banks. And who are the banks hoarding this cash for? Mainly for politicians and top business officials. So that also added to the scarcity this year. And then the most annoying one, which in fact it has been happening, just that it got worse this season, is the slow transaction. I don't know why Nigeria experienced that. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I had some of my relatives come over to Nigeria at the beginning of the year, and my cousin was telling me that this is the first time he's hearing about poor network in the bank. That it has never happened to them over there in the US.
And it calls for concern because this
is our reality. And I was laughing when he was saying it, because for me it is reality.com, but for him it was strange, and he had to stop me and say, why are you laughing? This is a big deal. I said, I know this is a big deal, but for us here it is our reality, but it calls for concern, because sometimes you send some money, you are debited, the other party is not credited, one of you will have to go to the bank. The bank will give you so many days for a transaction that should be, Swift, you know, so it's quite unfortunate that over the years, it just didn't start now. Over the years, Nigerians have been complaining about this and nothing has been done. So unfortunate. The unitary season will always expose us and expose our epileptic e-transfers. And the government and the stakeholders should do something about this.
Definitely, absolutely agree. And the thing there is, it has really affected a lot of people's credibility because you don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. A lot of people come out and tell you the e-payment is slow, and they're lying, while some are really telling you the truth, that there's been a breach in the transfer and it's not getting to you because there's network leak and all that. So please, you have to look into this because a lot of people are getting into trouble because of this failure in SWIFT transfer, in e-payments. And then another story says, APC alerts plot to pilfer 8 billion from Kanu coffers. Then another story says, Boxing Day, how harsh economy spoiled fun for many Nigerians. This can be found on page 8 of The Guardian. That's what we're talking about. A lot of people couldn't make transfers. A lot of people couldn't get cash, and then it really spoiled the fun for people. And then going on to another story, Middle Belt threatens self-help as death toll in Plateau. Killings hit 155. This can be found on page 6 of The Guardian. Moving on, fast-tracking justice dispensation through alternative dispute resolution. This can be found on page 12 of The Guardian. And another story says, over 500,000 soldiers in counter-terrorism separatist operations nationwide, says COAS. Now, if we have 50,000 soldiers in counter-terrorism operations, why are we not feeling the effect, especially now in Plateau State?
I mean, sometimes the issue of terrorism in Nigeria is very tricky. And I hope we'll be able to get security experts to help us, diffuse and unravel this mystery of terrorism, happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is one, over the years, have produced the most combatant military.
We've been to Liberia.
We've been to Sierra Leone, and some other African nations.
Helped other countries, make peace.
Absolutely. And now Nigeria is chaos.
And the military cannot contain it.
To curb what's happening in Nigeria. Quite unfortunate, I must say. But again, many Nigerians are saying that there must definitely be some inside job going on, trying to sabotage the effort of the military, and I might just tilt towards that direction also because being the son of an ex-military officer, my dad has told me that also, that whatever is happening in the north, definitely the government's hand is in it.
Now, you remember Abacha, our ex-president, late president, said if there's an insurgence that lasts for a couple, yes, that means the government is involved.
True.
Now, this is really serious. Now, another story says Senator laments rise in Taraba killings, calls for emergency. So the killings are not just in Plateau State, they're also in Taraba State. And if you notice, it is targeted at the Christians.
Well, some people have argued that not necessarily, but if you look at it holistically, you can see that the bulk of the people who have been attacked. I'm not saying that the Muslims have not been attacked, but if you look at the ratio of Christian to Muslim attack, you would see that Christians have been attacked the most, and it's quite unfortunate, and that's why some Nigerians are saying that could this be some type of Islamic agenda? That question is begging for answers.
Going on to another stories, we've responsibility to ensure Nigerian stability. Tinubu tells government, that can be found on page 3. I hope they take the responsibilities into full gear because a lot of people are dying, families are mourning, and there's so much weeping and gnashing of teeth in the country right now. And that's all I can take on The Guardian.
right, straight to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun. The main headline says, power struggle in PDP intensifies. And then the writer says, Atiku's men, new generation members fight for control. Another writer says, Supreme Court cases stall search for IU's replacement. And then another writer says, an opposition party may hold mini convention in February, and you find that on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Another story on the Daily Sun says, Tinubu, Northern governors, senators, and Khan, Saraki, Obi furious over Christmas Eve attack in Plateau State as death toll rises. You find out on page 4. The writer says how attackers killed 157, ransacked 12 villages, razed 221 houses, 27 motorcycles, and 8 vehicles. Lubo, Khan chairman. And then another writer says Northern Governors Forum calls for increased security measures. So much going on concerning that story. We'll get to that story later. And then another story says, President to Fubara, thank you for peaceful resolution of political crisis in Rivers State. And then the writer says, peace and stability, joint responsibility of federal government and the state. You find that on page 8. 6 die, 65 injured in Boxing Day auto crash in Lagos and Kaduna State. Quite unfortunate, if I must say. And sometimes some people have tagged some of these accidents and incidents to some type of spirituality.
I don't think it is all spiritual. I think the rush and the excitement of the Yuletide season, the people, the hustling and bustling, around the states and roads are some of the reasons for these accidents or parts. What do you think?
A lot of people are in so much rush to make money during the Yuletide period. They want to go drop the passengers and come back. So there's a lot of careless driving. A lot of people drive carelessly, and that's basically what really causes most of this. And a lot of people are impatient on the road. You don't want to give way to the other driver doesn't want to give way to you, and this causes a lot of accidents. And then the rush, you want to speed, you want to fly like a plane on the road, you forget that you're on the road, you're not in the air. This also causes a lot of accidents, aside from the spiritual angle to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's quite unfortunate. Condolences are sent to the families of those that have lost their loved ones in some of this awful crash. Let's take it easy. No, we shouldn't put pressure on ourselves this Yuletide season.
Definitely.
All right, so another story. Police confirm rise in killings and then death of inspector in Edo court clash. I mean, over the years, I'm from Edo State. I can tell you that the Edo State had one of the highest number of courts in Nigeria. I'm not talking about the higher institutions now. I'm talking about the local
community.
And I don't know why the young men and women over there would take to courtism as some type of what's it called now?
Ego booster.
Yeah, peer pressure or whatever. I don't get it. But in a year they can have about 10 clashes in a year. In Edo State, and it's quite unfortunate.
It's really very, very sad, because it's alleged that the initiators of this cult groups actually created this cults for people to be able to come together and share intellectual ideas, and then also speak out against what is wrong and what is right in the university communities. They didn't actually come out to start creating killer groups. Now, I guess along the line, some people hijacked
the government.
Or the government, okay.
They were the ones who hijacked these groups, started using them for manipulations and control. And today we can see what that has metamorphosed into. It's quite unfortunate.
It's really sad.
So many killings going on in Edo State. Guys, stay safe out there. All right, to another story. It says 8 arrested over murder of Enugu monarch on Christmas Eve. You find that on page 5 of the Daily Sun. Ohaneze tasked Southeast governors on security. You find that on page 27 of the Daily Sun. Well, I'm happy that the Ohaneze is tasking the Eastern governors to beef up security, because security is one of the major challenges, that is facing Nigeria today. We're battling with corruption, we're battling with nepotism and all the likes, and then insecurity came from nowhere and bombarded Nigerians. It's quite unfortunate that we're battling security issues, but I pray that the wisdom and the holistic approach that Nigerians need will be, that the governors and the leaders need, will be accessed so that we can fight this common enemy called insecurity. That's all for the Daily Sun.
And then moving on to the Punch. The story of Plateau is like resounding everywhere in all the papers. It says outrage as Plateau massacre claims 150 over 10,000 displaced. And the writer says, I lost my father, 10 other family members to attack, just photographer laments. Another writer says, police orders killers arrest, Khan, northern governors, elders, Saraki condemn attacks. Then moving on to another story, FG plans fresh regulation for OPay money points. This can be found on page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
Well, I think that's good, because
Nigerians still have their fears when it comes to some of these bank apps,
Yes.
and how their modus operandi. So if the government can bring some type of regulations, to help curb some of their excesses, I think that would be good for the people. But again, some Nigerians are saying that some of our top banks are intimidated with the way OPay and the like
Are operating.
Exactly, and they have so many customers already.
Definitely.
And some of our banks are intimidated, and they would want to
eradicate them.
exactly use their political powers, use their and to make sure that they thwart some of their activities. Anyways, let's see how that unfolds.
And then another story says 25 killed in Rivers illegal refinery explosion. This can be found on page 4 and page 5 of the Punch newspapers. And then 300 Nigerians killed in foreign lands. Blood cries endlessly for justice. This can be found on page 8 and 9 of the Punch newspapers.
Now, Pat, you ask yourself that what is the benefit? What is the protection that you have?
As a citizen of Nigeria.
Nigerians are being killed abroad.
And killed in Nigeria.
Nigerians are dying.
Yes.
It's really sad.
The government really needs to look into this, because America values their citizens. You can't even touch the hair of an American citizen, even if the citizen is a newborn baby or just a minor. You don't do that, because they have placed so much value on their citizens. They've placed so much value on the lives of their citizens. I would like our government to, I would love for the government to really work on this. Place value on the lives of your citizens, both home and abroad. There's killing in Taraba, there's killing in Plateau, and these killings have been going on for years. You have to have value for life. Have empathy for your citizens. And it's how you treat your citizens in your country that people out there will treat your citizens. So please, our legislators, our senators, bring the right laws and implement these laws so that our Nigerians will have value all over the world. That's my take.
I mean, you've
You've said it all. I think that's the crux. Because let's bring it back home. If as a political office holder you value lives, or the lives of Nigerians, and you value the average man on the street, you will make laws that will benefit them. You will put them first. You would prioritize their needs. So even as you're coming into political office, it is what you would do for these people that will be paramount, in your heart and in your agenda. And it's not just all talk. You go out there and make laws and implement, these laws that will benefit the average Nigerian. And we don't see that coming from our political office holders, and we see how that has spilled into, you understand. So in the US, for example, the average American knows how powerful he is, and that's why, as peaceful as they can be, when they find themselves in a nation or in a territory where it seems like it's going to be chaotic, they quickly introduce themselves, because they know how powerful they can be. Someone will share with me what happened in Germany, when the German police was trying to harass 2 Nigerians. Unknowingly to the German police, one of them is an American citizen. And the guy quickly, introduced himself. What are you talking about? Do you know who I am? I am a fucking American. And he brought out his passport. And that was it. The police backed out and told his colleagues to let him be, let him go. That's how powerful. He said, my nation will come and pull this place down. He knows. He's aware. That is it.
He wasn't actually born an American. He naturalized or nationalized as an American. And you can see they still place value on him. Talk less of Nigerians that are actually born, fully fledged, bred citizens of this country. Our government really needs to look into this. There's no second-class citizen. It doesn't matter what religious practice you do. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist. It doesn't matter if you're a traditionalist. It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim. It doesn't matter if you are a Christian. We are a multifaceted nation. Before Christianity came into this country, we had other religions. So a particular sect should not intimidate the other sect. And because you have the tickets to become the presidents, the governors, and the councillors, and all that, you should remember, in your bloodline and in your family, you still have people from diverse religions. And it doesn't matter the religion, place value on lives. Value on lives. Empathy, that's what counts.
Absolutely, that's what we're preaching this morning. The government should place high premium on the lives of Nigerians home and abroad. But that's all we'll be able to take for the newspaper this morning. Go get yourself these newspapers. Like we read on Monday, the prices of newspaper will be going up from January. So if you want to get these papers for today, go get them. They are quite affordable now before they raise the price. So
with what's happening.
The Vanguard, this newspaper,
the Nation newspaper.
The Nation newspaper. Go get them and get yourself updated with what's happening in Nigeria today. Right about now, we'll take a short break and we'll be back. Please stay with us. Don't go nowhere.
What up, guys? How's your day going? How are you doing this? I want to believe that you're having fun, right? This bright and sunny day. You know that once you see this duo on your TV screen, we're here to serve you some entertainment.
And of course, entertaining gist coupled with good music won't hurt anybody, right? So here on Super Lunch, we get to entertain you, educate you on recent happenings in the world of entertainment. I am your girl, Eva Grace.
And I am Shegun Delala Adeyemi, the Duke of your airwaves. You know how it is. We serve you good entertainment Mondays all through to Fridays. And that's how we do. We'll take you on a smooth ride of entertainment. So don't go nowhere. Join us every Mondays to Fridays. We love you guys.
Some school of thoughts believe the major challenges confronting Nigeria as a nation is caused by poor leadership. How true is this? You and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation. Together we talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
There's no place for pretense. I can't watch you stand there. Oh no.
Ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Yusuf Mọ́rúnsọ́lá ní orúkọ ti tèmi Funky ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó gbásìkì tó dùn tó kí tó yí gbogbo. Ẹ pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday 8:30 to 9:30 àti gbogbo ọjọ́ Saturday 1 to 2 fún ètò tó ga jù. Ẹ má miss ẹ̀, ó ga jù lẹ́tọ̀. Ẹ pàdé mi, ó ṣàprápra.
Lẹ́nu ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu ó dùn lẹ́nu. Come on, I cannot do.
Welcome to Naija Plus. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no. Wetin be your plan for your country?
Some school of thoughts believe you and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation. Together we talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
There's no place for pretense. I can't watch you stand. Oh no.
Ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Yusuf Mọ́rúnsọ́lá ní orúkọ ti tèmi Funky ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó gbásìkì tó dùn tó kí tó yí gbogbo. Ẹ pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday 8:30 to 9:30 àti gbogbo ọjọ́ Saturday 1 to 2 fún ètò tó ga jù. Ẹ má miss ẹ̀, ó ga jù lẹ́tò. Ẹ pàdé mi, ó ṣàprápra.
Lẹ́nu ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu ó dùn lẹ́nu. Come on, I cannot do.
Welcome to Naija Plus. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no. Wetin be your plan for your country, and wetin you sef want make your country do for you. You need to give something before you take something. Now the only way matter fit balance. No be say fowl no plan to fly you, but the power no carry am. As matter dey shele for inside Naija, make you sef chook your mouth, make we build our country. No be every time we go talk things bad. Come out for that corner before mosquito bite your tortoise. Oya, e get as e happen for your area and you want make plenty eyes see am, make you hear am, make you for reach authority. You get video of the scene? Send am sharp sharp. Before I forget, now top super screen we dey and my name na Mr. Peace, that MC with a biggie swag. Naija na for everybody. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no.
Reach to the sky, ladies and gentlemen!
Demand attitude.
I am Salahuddin.
Demand excitement. Demand action.
All right, guys, you're welcome back from the break. So this morning, our big story, we'll be talking about the bombings in Plateau State. It's all over the dailies, and it's quite unfortunate what has happened in Plateau State, and so many quarters, the federal government, the governors, they're all coming out to condemn the killings, in Plateau State. And I mean, Pat, this is becoming